This is incredible, and as a beginner gardener, I would 100% recommend doing something like this that's got all of this information that you can find right there in the garden. Hey guys, Charity here. I am back with some botanical interest seed packets, and I want to tell you why these things are like the Mac Daddy of all seed packs for new gardeners. I have two different types here. I've got the Tonda di Parigi carrots. Don't quote me on that. And the homemade pickles cucumbers. And these seed packets look pretty nice, you know, in general. They've got a lot of information on the back about how long it takes for the seeds to pop up, seed spacing, thinning, the maturity. They've got beautiful pictures so you know what they should look like. But on the inside, there's so much more information. And as a beginner gardener, these are things that are really, really helpful. When I first started gardening, I really had no idea what to expect. I needed help. I had lots of questions, not a ton of people to ask those questions of, and something like this would be incredible for someone that's starting out and has lots of questions. So for example, with this homemade pickles thing, you might be wondering, well, if I'm getting seeds, where am I going to put the seeds? Do I use every single one of them? And what I like to do is I get some little coin envelopes. These are particularly from Office Depot. I've also ordered them on Amazon. These are a little bit longer. This one is 2.5 by 4.5 inches, and I like it because I can write a little more on the package, whereas some of the small ones, you can see a difference in some of them are a little bit shorter. And then as far as putting information on this itself, I don't get as much, and especially when I'm seed saving, I prefer the big ones. So what I'll do is when I get some botanical interest seed packs, I will open these up, I'll transfer it into one like this, and I'll write botanical interest on the back, and I'll store these together. That way I can open this up and get a little more information. And for reference, with this homemade pickles one, for example, it tells me the family that it's in the gourd family, the Cucurbitaceae family, watermelons, gourds, cucumbers, pumpkins, squash. These vines in particular only get 4 to 5 feet long. They are medium green with small white spines. They can be harvested from 1.5 inches to 6 inches long. That's a big difference. That's something that you're really going to want to know when you're growing this. It gives general cucumber information about pollination, about pickling cucumbers versus slicing cucumbers, all of that type stuff. And it gives you general information about how to trellis these, the soil that they might want, the water, the sun exposure, fertilizer, special care that cucumbers might need, especially pickling cucumbers. But the best part of this is right here, and it's how to use them in the kitchen. This gives you directions for how to store them fresh, best ideas for using them, like chilled sliced cucumbers on salad, sandwiches, dips, salsa, as an ingredient in gazpacho, a cold vegetable soup from Spain that I've never heard of, but I would love to try. And it's got a recipe for dill pickles in here. It tells you how many that you need, all the things, and it gives you a reminder of your average last frost date. This is incredible, and as a beginner gardener, I would 100% recommend doing something like this that's got all of this information that you can find right there in the garden when you're sowing seeds or as you're starting seeds inside.